חטיבת הטכנולוגיה של בנק הפועלים לארח את קהילת עוזרות אישיות ואת בועז ומקס מאמזון שישתפו אותנו מהידע שלהם בנושא של העוזרות הטיפולית של אמזון אלקסה. שמח להזמין את אבישי פריז, מנהל הקהילה שלנו, והסלב, מי שלא ראה את ההופעה שלו בתוכנית של דרור גלוברמן, חובה.
אז ערב טוב לכולם, ברוכים הבאים, אני מאוד שמח שהגעתם. Max, thank you very much for being here.
Pleasure.
True pleasure. אז החלק שלי יהיה קצר ובעברית, ואחר כך אנחנו נעבור לחלק של החברות באמזון באנגלית. קודם כל זו זכות מאוד גדולה להיות בתקופה מעניינת שכזו, שהוויס, מי שלא מכיר, כל המהפכה של המהפכת הכל, ב-voice revolution, קורמת עור וגידים בצורה מאוד חזקה, בעיקר בארצות הברית, באירופה, אני מניח שבקרוב בישראל. אני מייחס לזה היום ממש את מה שעברנו במהפכת המובייל לפני עשור, שאייפון השיקו את המוצר שלהם, והיום אנחנו רואים חברות מאוד מאוד גדולות כמו אמזון וגוגל ופייסבוק שדוחפים את המוצר הזה לכל אחד מהבית. סתם לסבר את האוזן, היום לכל אחד מ5 אמריקאים יש אלקסה או מכשיר אחר בתוך הבית. זה מטורף, זה כלי שעוזר להם להגדיל מחירות באמצעות קנייה קולית, צורך יותר מוזיקה, עוזר לשלוט על בית חכם, ואנחנו נמצאים בעידן הזה, ופה בישראל באמת באמצעות הקהילה הזאת, באמצעות קהילה שהתחילה מקבוצת פייסבוק שנקראת עוזרות אישיות או Personal Assistants, והיום יש לנו גם ניוזלטר מאוד גדול, יש לנו מפגשים חודשיים, חודש הבא אנחנו מארחים אירוע מאוד גדול בעולמות של voice revolution, בתחילת מאי יש לנו האקתון מאוד גדול בעולמות של voice. אז קודם כל באמת המון תודה לעדי ולבנק פועלים על האירוח, בהחלט לא מובן מאליו. ועכשיו אני צריך את הטלפון, רק שנייה. I would like to invite Max Modeloso.
Very good.
Okay.
Excellent.
Max is evangelist from Amazon Alexa, Europe. Yes. And he will tell us a few secrets from Amazon.
Well, I don't know about that, but thank you. Thank you for having me here. So let me try to figure this out though first. I have no idea what he said before. It sounded good, but it's my fault. I don't understand it. But Boaz seemed to be okay with that, so I thought it was okay. So thank you for having me here. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for Bank Hapoalim to host at this event. So I'll just hold this. That will be a little bit strange. Let me try to wear it. So it's going to be there you go, it's going to be my Madonna moment. So yeah, how's that? Excellent. All right, so let's see. This thing is from my eye, so it feels like a new camera, but all right, so let's do. This is, okay, no, this is not working out, so let's see. So how about that? All right, there you go. Yeah, that was looked like a visor, looked like a HUD. So, name is Max Modeloso. I work out of Luxembourg. I am the EU lead evangelist for Amazon Alexa. I have the privilege to work with this technology within Amazon. I've been with Amazon for a little less than 4 years. I started with AWS as a solution architecture lead for Europe, still out of Luxembourg. And now I have the privilege of working with this technology. And just to set up the expectation to understand the context, I wanted to make sure that I try to address all of you. So there may be different and variable level of familiarities with Alexa, with Amazon Echo. So I have a little video here, just that is going to give you hopefully some perspective on what I will be talking about.
Alexa, alarm on. Alexa, what's on the calendar today?
You have 12 events scheduled.
Alexa, call me an Uber.
Your Uber will arrive in 2 minutes.
Alexa, what's the weather like today?
There's a 100% chance of showers.
Alexa, pair my Bluetooth speaker.
Okay, paired.
Alexa, it's time to reorder some paper towels.
Okay, order placed.
Alexa, play my garage music.
Play your garage playlist. from Prairie Music.
Alexa?
Listen, Jack. Playing some jazz from Prime Music.
Alexa, who's this?
This is Picnic Basket by Low Tone.
Alexa, turn that up.
Alexa, ask Domino's to send me my last order.
Okay, order placed.
Hey, isn't that Jason Schwartzman?
No, that's not him. I would know if that was him.
I'm pretty sure it's him.
Okay, Alexa, who stars in Mozart in the Jungle?
Stars include Malcolm McDowell, Jason Schwartzman.
See? That was right.
Alexa, change the bedroom temperature to 65 degrees.
Okay,
Alexa, lights off.
okay.
Alexa, good night.
All right. Okay, so I wanted to show you this just to set the context for what I will be talking about. This is a commercial, granted, but the only actors are human beings. So Alexa is herself. So these are all functions that Alexa performs: controlling the house, providing information, setting up timers, providing entertainment, knowledge in context, in the moment, and I'll show you how these things can be augmented by third-party developed experiences like the one that are possible with what we exposed. Now, addressing the more advanced part of the audience, those of you that might be already working with Alexa skills or have been working, have been exploring. So this is for you. This is just a summary of some of the features that we released in 2017. More than 100 new features and new advancements and products and so on. There are things that we're working on that you can read here that I'll go into some level of details. Monetization, notifications, the way to proactively get and reach out to your customers, and so on. So, and we'll go into some level of details at this point. Now, how do we start this? I will spend a couple of minutes to share with you what is the vision behind Alexa. Why do we start to do this, and how and when? So we started thinking about Alexa more than 5 years ago. Somebody within Amazon had the idea of providing the Star Trek computer to people in people's homes. So let me share this video as well. It's one of my favorite.
Please. Computer? Computer? Hello, computer.
Just use the keyboard.
All right. Excuse me. So this is where we started. So this was the idea. This was the vision behind it, to provide this Star Trek computer, this ambient computing that you simply walk out inside a room, an ambient, a car, a house, the Enterprise bridge, and you just talk with this entity that knows a lot, that can do things, that can provide information, and we're very far from that, obviously. But we started a few years ago, and we've seen an enormous amount of customers embracing this technology and getting Alexa via Alexa-enabled devices in their homes, in their cars, and now in their offices as well. So some of these stats may be relevant for you. The opportunity is real. The opportunity is globally available today. And think about the one thing. Think about that. There is a whole generation of youth growing up today. I have 3 of those, 8, 6, and 4. They are accustomed to speak with machines. Actually, they're accustomed to speak with houses, with walls, with mirrors, with fridges. They're accustomed to communicate with technology, with their voice. So this is coming. This is here, and this will be even more pervasive for the future generations. But how do we expose this? What's in it for you? What's in it for third-party developers? How can you profit from this? How can you reap the opportunities that are there to be reaped? And how can you build? We have 2 main. Interesting.
Don't go far from the wall.
No, I want. Oh, I thought it was me. Okay, so that'll stay. I thought it was somebody actually building something with wood.
Be a little bit closer.
This side. Okay, thank you. Oh, I thought I was about to say who's actually building something with wood. So, how do we expose this? We expose this with two frameworks. Should I get somewhere closer, or should I just not move, or that way?
Don't move.
Maybe you should stop breathing.
It's going to be interesting. So I'm Italian by birth, so I move a lot. I talk with my hands, not only with voice. So perhaps I'm a big example. Anyway, so let's see if this works better. Two frameworks. So we expose. We have built one on that side is the Alexa Skills Kit. This is how you add feature, experiences, skills to Alexa. The others, think about in terms of a voice-first apps, the equivalent of voice-first apps. And I'll go into some level of details on those. Alexa Voice Service is instead how you build Alexa, how you can embed Alexa into physical devices. Let's say that this is any device. As long as this device that you might produce has three things: a speakerphone, a microphone, and a connection, you can embed Alexa in it with this set of tools, with this Alexa Voice Service. And this is being done in a number of ways. It is done extensively. There is more than 50 form factors that I'll show you of partners that have developed this technology within their products. But now let's talk a little bit about skills. You can see here some of the skills type that you can currently build with this framework. Skills are voice first equivalent of apps. This is how you build your own experiences. You port your own experiences into this new channel of voice. Now, so one way how you can start, you can start in the Alexa Design Guide. I can't really move, huh? Can I? I was wondering if I take it off and I just project. There you go. All right. I'll try to do, yeah. Let's just do this. Can you all hear me? Yeah. All right, better. So, you can hear me, right? There you go. Can we just leave it on the floor there? Yes. On the other side? Yeah, okay, but that now it should, I mean, I don't have it anymore, so I shouldn't, that's not me. Okay, just raise your hand if you cannot hear me. So just, so you raised your hand, so you cannot hear me? Oh, you can, oh, okay. All right, so what's a little bit of excitement here, but so the point is that you start by imagining your interaction. You start everything, and I have a funny picture later on that is very real though. You start with people, with designing the conversation. You start with templates, and you start designing this dialogue, this conversation. Then you take two people, two human beings, and you play this out. This is how you start. You start from the conversation, because excuse me. Now something else. So, if that conversation is not going to be natural between two human beings, you can be sure it's not going to be any more natural between a human being and a machine. So you start everything. Remember, we're doing this because it's natural. Its voice is ours. If it's not flowing, that conversation, that you're doing something that is not correct. Now then, after you practice and you refine it, then you build it. But everything is going to be front heavy. Voice user interface design is the name of that new discipline that you have to embrace to make sure you design these voice experiences correctly. Now, this is how the Alexa Skills Kit work. Everything, as I said, this works. Starts with the user, with the human being. Human being utters a command, what we call an utterance. This command. Alexa's not here. She would take care of that. So everything starts with the human being. Human being utters this command. This utterance, as we call it, that gets streamed into the cloud after the recognition of a wake word. The wake word detector is the logic on board of the Amazon-made Echo devices that waits cyclically and listens only for the wake word. So every 300 milliseconds that is rewritten, and then wake word, when detected, only at that time, there is a visual feedback, the light comes on, and then starts streaming to the cloud. Once it gets to the cloud, cloud. The cloud, this is where we use the power. We use Amazon Web Services, obviously, and this is where we use the power of virtually unlimited storage, virtually unlimited computing to get to parse this utterance. We extract the signal from the noise, and then we extrapolate this intention. And we call that intent.
Do you call it text to speech? Is it speech to text?
No, we're not there yet. That's a great question, but we're not there yet. So this is the way back. So we're still in what we call the ASR, which is the automatic speech recognition, and the NLP, so the natural language processing. Now, once we get that intent, this intent, which is a text-based JSON payload, gets passed back to your service. So this is your backend. This is what's behind your skill. You do your processing, and then you output back a text response. Still, again, text-based JSON payload may have some graphical component, and then you send this text, this string, this payload, into the TTS. Now, text-to-speech is what translates that string into actual voice, and that voice is streamed back into the device that originated the communication. Now, all of this happens in about half a second. In average. So the point is that this is natural. This is, you converse with Alexa and she responds in a natural amount of time. And this is very high level, but how a skill is architected. So now there's some tips here designed for the ear. So a friend of mine always says that eyes like variety, but ears like uniformity. So the point is that you have to be consistent. You have to design for the ear. You have to design for human beings. You have to use, or you don't have to use it, but it's advised to use the skill console. This is something that we've invested a lot in making it more and more and more reliable and developers friendly, so that you can build graphically, you can test your code, you can analyze the metrics and so on. So those are things that are going to be helping you out a lot. So good training data, this is based on machine learning. So everything machine learning uses data sets. The better data sets that you give to it, the better your model will become over and over and over. So you can also leverage states. When you build skills, you should be leveraging states. You should provide that experience that is going to result into a delightful moment for your user. If you started something, talking with Alexa, you started an experience. You wanted to see, for example, that you always depart your air travel from, let's say, Luxembourg or from Ben Gurion, right? You don't want to set up that every single time. You want Alexa, that specific experience, to remember you, to personalize. And you achieve that by leveraging states. So, and this is the same point of persisting. So you have to persist that information, and you have to make sure that that experience becomes personalized. Now, cognitive processing and how people talk, a very important point, because we are, as human beings, some cultures more than others mean multiple things when they say something. We say one thing, we might mean infinite number, 50 different things. And we're pretty good at disambiguation. We know, based on experience, on who we're speaking with, on our memory, on a number of factors, how to disambiguate that and to extrapolate the content. Machines don't know that. So we have to listen, we have to design voice experiences based on that principle. Now, some of the examples, why skill, and how, and what are the use cases that you should be addressing. So I'm not going to go and read all of this, but I want to point you, and let's pick this one. So Dunkirk. So Dunkirk is a movie from the last season, World War II movie, and the marketing campaign behind this movie created a gamified experience. This was a very full immersive game of 3 players that had to escape from the beach. It was particularly immersive, and I got a lot of engagement from users. Another point, Domino's being first to market, so first pizza chain in the US to make available ordering of their products via voice. So Alexa, order me a pizza, boom, and then Domino skills kicks in, and all of that delight is pretty fast to achieve. Other things particularly interesting here, example of Tide. So this is a good one, because for those of you that might be working, I don't know if any of you are working in marketing or related to brands, to some extent. But the point here is that you might achieve a brand affinity even without having to mention your brand name by resolving problems for users. This is crucial because the moment that you do something for the user is more likely to remain engaged with your experience. If you pitch something that is of no relevance of the user for the user in that specific context, user might disengage. In this case, Tide became the de facto authority on the stain removal. And by that, they created a set of a competency, very, very specific, very focused, that did something for the customers. And they create brand affinity that way. Now, some of the things that we launched recently this is the new developer console. It has we listen to developers' feedback and we split that up. In a way, we split that up and we consolidate at the same time under these 4 tabs: the building phases, the testing, the launching and certification, and the measure. Very important. Measuring is that how you actually understand how your users are using your skill, so you can do something about it. Let's say that you have a set of particularly hard or consistently failing utterances that your skill cannot recognize. This is how you surface that and you can address it. Very important to reiterate. So when you create a skill, those of you that might have developed apps before might know, this is a living product. It's going to be something that you have consistently adapt and innovate and continue to perform. Now, a couple of things that we learned in 2017. Customer expectations always increasing. What's good today might not be good 6 months from now. What used to be an excellent first-to-market experience on voice a year ago might not make the cut today. So very important to understand these growing expectations of customers. Now, other things like pretty much everything else, quality skills, quality experiences take time. So you need to account for a specific amount of time, a specific amount of testing, but first design. Now, some of the things that are coming up from the skills that we use, delightful skills is something, as I said, I will not repeat that too many times. It's a skill. A good skill is a skill that does something for customers, that is appropriate for what the customer wants. And then by solving customer problem, you can also achieve a repeatable use, which is going to be, it's super important. Ideally, a skill that is used multiple times a day or multiple days in a week is something that generates value for you, and because it generates value for your customers. Now, we also had added some devices with the screen, so we call this multimodal experiences. We're not saying the voice is replacing everything. There are things that work well in voice, there are things that don't work well in voice. If you have to go through a long list of items that you intend to purchase, of clothes or experiences or maps, that's not good to be done in voice, right? So you have the possibility to build with this multimodal approach where you can actually see, you can supplement the voice experiences with a visual.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
When you analyze the voice or the text that's coming? Because you said it's voice to text, right?
Correct. Okay, so going back to the ASR, so yes. we analyze the audio, we analyze the voice.
Audio, so you can understand tones, different tones.
And we take the audio. Okay. First of all, we understand if that's human voice. Okay. Second, we understand if there is something intelligible in there, and we extract this intention. Then we produce the text.
So with properties like, it's not only what he says, also properties like voice of tone, right?
No. That's not. No. We
cannot understand it. Let's say if I
the point
that the customer is angry, something I want to call him immediately, so I cannot do it.
I see. No, that's not something that we're offering right now because we want to give the intention. So the point is that sentiment analysis sounds like a great use case, but we're not doing that at this time. So we're not exposing that point. So other things that could be relevant, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it later. Think about, as I was showing before, Alexa as a point of entry, as a point of control of your connected home, smart home devices. Think about a house, you just walk in and you say, "Hi Alexa, I'm home," and certain amount of things are done on your behalf. The thermostat is lowered where you want it, the blinds are raised, something gets started and so on. Your lights are set up, your garage door gets open and so on. So all of this can be managed with a smart home skill API that now we're version 3. We continue to change and to improve it, listening to customer and to developers' feedback. This is something else that we open. It's called Gadgets API. You can now build, you can attach devices that are interactive, connected devices to Echo devices so that you can bridge that interactive experience. Think about a group of friends that are playing a game. Alexa asks questions. The first one that taps the button gets the answer. So very engaging social experiences, interactive games are possible with this Gadgets API. Some more developers tools that we've been working on. Developers preview of Alexa notification. So I have another slide on this one later, but it's very important even to have the possibility. We heard the feedback that it was important to notify proactively from a skill a user. Let's say your pizza is here, your Uber ride is 3 minutes away, or your team has scored, what have you, right? So it's time to check in. Whatever is important for users, for customers, now we have the possibility of notifying and proactively notifying. Now this has to be done carefully. You want to be notifying your customer.
Laughing in the middle of the night. This is the type of.
No, that's not the way that we designed this. But the point is that to provide value. So the point is that to provide notifications of your customers' need. Now, some of the tools for those more to those of you closer to development, there is a number of tools here that are coming up. Being developed, a whole lot of new opportunities is open to provide the possibility of creating experiences for non-coders. So think about some of these. The voice design part is so important, as I mentioned before, front heavy, so important that there is a new industry building up to provide these tools, to design, to drag and drop the dialogues, and then to have an output, a pre-made, an already made for you skill without having to code. So some of the examples of these tools here, and there is some others that I put there. There is now we're moving towards a possibility of creating a continuous integration and continuous deployment scenarios with some of these tools, Bespoken, for example. That's a suite of testing that can be attached with the command line interface that we have that uses the skill management API. You can attach, you can combine these things to, for example, deploy a skill only after some test use cases have been satisfied. And so there is a number of useful links here. There is a large community out there developing throughout the world. GitHub, I think last time we counted, there is, I think, more than 14,000 repository around Alexa. Our central repository is called Alexa Cookbook. This is where we put all the evangelist teams in the US and Europe, put all our code, our templates, our walkthroughs, and so on. So it's the one. It's the third one, the one in the middle, GitHub Alexa Cookbook. There is also a lot of training, free training online, a lot of on-demand webinars that can be leveraged. But now, going a little deeper, this is just to make sure that this is clear. An Alexa skill is composed of two parts. There is the equivalent, what used to be called the front end, or what's called the front end, the web development, web user interfaces, which is the interaction model. So this is what you build with your intent, with your slots. This is the dialogue that you build. And then in the back end, there is a back end somewhere. It could be your own back end of your choice. We recommend AWS Lambda because it's integrated well with the security of the skill of Alexa skills and so on. But can be a back end of any way, of any choice, as long as it satisfies certain specific security requirements around the certificate management. You can host your own backend for.
HIPAA compliant?
Which part?
The backend.
The backend is a backend of your choice. Is your backend HIPAA compliant?
Cloud, is it HIPAA compliant?
The AWS Lambda.
Yes.
HIPAA compliance is not something that I work in extremely in EU, because I believe that's an American compliance.
GDPR, is it GDPR compliant?
I'll have to. Yeah. So this is probably the AWS guys who will. Yeah, is going to talk about that. So just to go into the specific of what utterances and intents do. So this is it could be interesting for you what you ask. So this is what an utterance gets parsed like. So Alexa is the wake word. So this is what wakes up the devices to stream on the cloud. The launch invocation name is the barber. I got my haircut today. So that's an utterance. So in this case, the utterance is I got my haircut today and will be mapped to an intent. So this is the way that this will get to your backend. So you will get this JSON payload that is mapping an intent inside your utterance. So the slot value 2 weeks ago in this case, why is this advancing by itself? It's like possessed the technology today. So the slot value gets mapped to a specific slot inside the intent. And this is how you actually capture the values that are relevant for you. So these are the variables of your conversation. These are the variables that are going to provide the information that your backend is needing to process the request. Now, as I mentioned before, the other side, if you remember, the other framework, this is how you build Alexa, to embed Alexa into your products, is basically enable you to put Alexa into physical devices, and just to leverage the voice service that Alexa, cloud-based voice service that Alexa is, without having to reinvent this part. Now, we're seeing a number of form factors, a number of partners that are building this car. Think about cars. BMW and Mini, for example, have announced that we'll have Alexa in cars by mid-2018. So lots of manufacturer, lots of car manufacturer, lots of interested with this, because if you think about it, we all need that voice experience. When we drive, and hopefully we're keeping the hands on the wheel, we are not going to interact very well with the technology that requires touch. The immediacy of voice is going to give us that mobile moment, that voice moment when we need it without having to touch anything. And this is how products that are Alexa enabled using AVS are exchanging information. There is a certain amount of events and then directives that are passed back from Alexa. So this SDK is portable, can be extended. We see here iSense extended extensively. It's very modular. There are ways that you can select your own wake word engine. For example, the modular part is that you select your library, so what you want, and you use it and don't have to use the others. And then it's also accessible. There is a number of ways that you can modify this, starting from pre-made walkthrough in GitHub and some other locations. So a good way of starting for those of you that might be interested in physical products are these development kits. So development kits, there is a number of them. They vary in a lot of form factors. There is some that have a different number of microphones, a different placement of microphone. But you have to think about how do you pick one of these. You pick in relation to what you want to achieve. Let's say you want to have a near-field device, something like a wearable device. Then you will pick something with one or two microphone. You don't don't have to have that far field recognition, let's say from 20 feet away, for example. In that case, if you want to have that, then you will pick a 7 microphone array, a circle array, for example, that is very, very similar to what actually there is built in into the Amazon Echo devices, the far field ones, and so on. Now, these are some of the partners that are building things with us, have been building for a few years. And I wanted to leave you also with some links that I'll be sharing those links as well. So we cover voice profiles very briefly, but this is something that is particularly powerful. If you think about the possibility of being recognized when you're in your house. Our household is made of 5 users, my wife, my 3 kids, our 3 kids, and myself. And it's very important to have different experiences. I don't want to hear Frozen all the time. Right? When I want my music, I want Alexa to suggest my music. I don't want to be based on somebody else's profile. So, very simple example, trivial, you might say, but exactly true. You want to personalize that. And these voice profiles give you exactly that. The possibility as developers to create the personalized experience inside the house. Because we have stats and metrics that Alexa customers, more than 80% use Alexa in houses with more than one person. So this is used as a family device, as a family experience. Very important just to get the differentiation. And now this is available with the developers preview. So easier, faster, and more natural. Let's go back again to square one. We're doing this because voice is natural. We talked. I gave you a lot of information, a lot of data, a lot of ways that you can build this. But remember, at the end of the day, this has to be natural. This is the way that you have to keep thinking. You have to keep thinking about human beings. You have to keep thinking where it makes sense. If it makes sense to have an experience that is with touch, for example, just don't try to force voice into that. That's very important. Use voice, think about voice when makes sense. It's crucial here just to design the right type of experiences. Not everything will work extremely well on voice. So this is an important point. Now, as I mentioned before, this is an actual footing from when the BBC was prototyping for voice. So these are BBC employees that are working out the skill. As you can see here, they have a bunch of sticky pads, and they have dialogue flow designed. There is no developers. There is no developers types here. But this is crucial. This is how you design a good experience. You forget about the development because the development part is fairly straightforward. These tools are here, are presently available. They're very advanced, but if you don't get this part right, doesn't matter how good of a developer your developer team might be. It's not going to get natural. It's not going to get used. So also invocation name, very important. So invocation name is going to be the way that customers open your access, your voice experience, the one you designed. So this has to be, you have to put some thinking into this, because once you select it for the skill, it's going to be it. And if you're doing things right, you're also promoting. So your utterance will become your new hashtag. Think about it, you're doing a campaign, a digital campaign of sorts. You want to tie this new channel, that is voice, to reach your customers into all of your digital channels, and your utterance has to be used as your hashtag. So,
how do you prevent confusion by Alexa, that it will sort of understand different people's
what do you
call a different skill?
That's exactly the point.
Similar invocation.
Well, there is, I mean, similar is not the same. Similar is not identical, right? So Alexa is able to discern.
Recognize for 100%. It makes mistakes sometimes.
Of course, I was about to say we all make mistakes, but that's different. So it depends. I mean, that's. I'm not sure what you're asking, because if you choose your utterance well, let's say that I want to open my trip planner or Max's trip planner or Banca Poalim skill, for example, right? So that will be an utterance. Are we doing this perfectly? Is a match all the time? No, that's.
So you have Domino.
Yes.
For pizza, and I'll now establish a new chain called Domino.
Okay.
Okay. And how do you guarantee that those who intended to order a pizza from Domino will not get it from Domino? and vice versa. I mean, it will alienate the customers.
Well,
provider.
I mean, domino and domina, it's different. So I can't tell you right now what is the confidence interval of how much there is going to be versus another one. But there are ways, for example. So think about that we have something that's called account linking. Okay, so account linking is the feature that enables. Let's use your Domino example. You're a Domino customer, so you have a Domino account on their website. This is how you love their pizza. You want to. They have your information, your address to reduce their friction, right? So you can connect the Domino skill with your Domino account with what we call account linking. First time you use the skill, you connect the two things, you authenticate, OAuth token is exchanged, boom, and you have it. If there is a mistake to your domina, right, that will not work because that domina skill is not connected to your backend, to your actual Domino account. So that's another way. But was there another question? Yeah. Sure.
Let's say that I love pizza. It's the first time that I use Alexa. I still haven't linked it to either Domino's or Pizza Hut. They both have skills. I'm saying Domino's, I want a pizza. What happens now? What about all the investments in the brand? How does it know if to go to the skill of Domino's or to the skill of Pizza Hut?
So, but I'm not sure I understand. So, what would you give me the actual request that you will make to Alexa? So, Alexa, do what?
Alexa, I want to order a pizza.
Okay. So, unless probably Alexa will not do anything unless you have enabled that skill. Or see, there is no one single answer to that. I know that that's confusing and sounds like a.
Let's say Domino's. I see the
yes.
skill, and Pizza Hut probably also has.
Oh, perfect. Oh yeah. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Now they both invest hundreds of millions of dollars in building the brand.
Yes.
Now I want a pizza.
Yep.
How does the brand factor come in? Which
so you will
suggest to travel industry.
But
I want a holiday in Jamaica. Mm-hmm. Now there is Expedia. There is a lot of online travel agencies. How does it select?
So we like to give that selection back to the customer. So you would say the first time you order pizza, perhaps you have a preference for Domino, and then you would say, Alexa, enable Domino.
And if not, will it suggest to me, okay, so will Alexa answer back as you have the Domino's, you have a Pizza Hut, and you have, will it suggest the current availables?
That's a great question because we are working towards removing that friction, exactly. So we used not to be able in the beginning to enable via voice. Now you can. So now you can list, Alexa, what skills do I have enabled? Or Alexa, what are some game skills? And she suggests. So because we understand exactly the point, we heard that feedback that is important for people to have the chance to choose. But the idea within Amazon is that you give always control back to the customer. It's the same way that you select a music provider, for example. You go into a tab, the first time you set this up, or anytime you want to change, you set up your music provider so that you will have, if you like Spotify, you'll get Spotify. If you like Amazon Music Unlimited, you get that one, and so on, right? So the choice is given back to the customer.
But this is
that's
like
the idea.
A search question. This is not like order. It's like suggest to me pizza or suggest to me, a place to buy stuff. It's like a search question. Because when you search the web, you get like in eBay or even Amazon. If I type that I want a router, I get like a zillion number of suggestions.
So how would you say it? How would you love to see? I mean, what would be your ideal behavior? Not yours, Alexa's ideal behavior for you.
For example, what's the best deal on router today? So it will have to list, like, I don't know, 4 of them because I will not remember all the 4.
Correct.
Or on the show to list them all. I don't know.
So you would like suggestions?
Yes.
Yeah, and we're working on that. So are we there yet 100% the way you like it? Probably not, but we're working on this because we understand that giving the choices.
It means that you might need to have a meta skill in front of, like generic skills, like for pizza or for other services that offer potential services to the customer, and not locking.
But if you will offer Pizza Hut before Domino, it's like a promotion,
So
it's a
it will be
business.
random.
Yeah, but
Yellow pages, you need
yeah, but that's exactly the point to why we give back then the choice to you as a customer, so that if you have a specific preference, ideally you would be able to set up all your preferred providers.
Yeah.
That's the idea. So that's the idea we have behind this. All right, so I wanted to give you a little example here of something that we have, difference between the skill name and the invocation name, right? So in this specific case, there is no difference, but except that this is the full string is the skill name, but the ambient noise is the invocation name, right? So it seems to be that it's a slight difference, but it's pretty important when you select it, when you create, when you orchestrate and you architect this voice experience, and also when you promote it, so that then you make sure that when you promote this becomes your new hashtag. So when you do want to promote your skill, you're going to promote ambient noise, not this. Okay? So this was the idea behind this. Now there is a number of best practices that we've been seeing, we've been developing, we've been capturing from our voice scientists, from our partners, from our developers, and so on. So there is a you have to be able, your skill has to be able to, again, handle the way that human beings talk. Think about in voice user interface, in web user interface design, you have a button that says go, right? That button has a one-to-one relationship with the action. The label of the button is the action. You click go, you want to click go, you have go, boom, one-to-one. Human beings don't talk that way. You might say go, you might say next, you say go, go to the next page, you say proceed, right? So, Avanti, yeah, that's right. So you might say Avanti, but the point is that you may say a number of things. The action remains one. So your skill has to be able to handle all this multitude of ways in which we speak, all this ambiguity. And these are examples here. For example, your skill needs to be able to understand just London as the destination, but also a multitude of information here. We got a number of things here. We got a number of slots that needs to be matched with this. We got the destination, we got the date, we got the time. All of this is a perfectly fine way of communicating for human beings. Your skill has to be doing that as well. Now, this is another example. So confirmation is a good thing to have, done well. You don't want to confirm every single utterance of human being, but at the end you want to have a recap. But at the end, you also have to be ready. If you have a recap and you say no, that's one thing, but you also have to think about that a human being can also say, make it larger in this case. Yes?
Even most houses, there is one person. Should we say, the Alexa say the name of the person at the start of the sentence? So if there's several questions, several requests, etc., so the right person will know that he is the one to answer.
If I understand your question correctly, so you would like to have that experience to say, Max, your order is once. Yeah, that's exactly what you can do with that voice profiles. So you're going to be able, with that preview, is going to get general availability sometime soon. But the point is that you have access to that profile that is going to be able to create a more personalized experience. Now, I think this example is pretty self-explanatory. So, right? So,
what about your kids? Do they order from Alexa? Do you allow them?
No, absolutely not. Why would I do that? They're 8, 6, and 4. They do not. No, they cannot order because there is a voice pin on Alexa, right? So there is I don't allow them to order the same way that I don't allow them to have to pick up the phone and order. Well, we don't have a landline anymore, but the point is that they're not allowed to order, right? So, and that same restriction extends to Alexa.
Say, I wish I had pizza.
I wish I had pizza. Well, they can tell me, so or their mom, right? So that's the idea. But But the point is that there is also for some of these experience is also up to the skill developer to build safeguards, right, and controls and parents. Like every other electronics, it's a thing. I mean, you should. I mean, our kids are not allowed to necessarily use electronics on their own. So this becomes a center of the house.
Prevent it from Alexa to let them order.
That sounds like a great idea. Yeah. Yes.
Can you repeat the question if you don't hear them?
Which one?
From now on.
All of them?
Yeah. From now on.
From now on, yes, I will. Okay. So, yes. Yes.
Does the voice profile go with the Alexa machine, or is it I can go to another home and talk to the Alexa and it will recognize my voice profile?
So let me repeat the question. Yes. So does the voice profile goes beyond? Beg your pardon?
Roaming.
So the voice profile goes beyond your own devices, or goes outside and.
Stored by the one that developed the skill, or is it stored on Alexa or Amazon?
So remember that this is still a developer's preview, but for now that it's within your account. So it's not only your devices, it's your account. So because you can have devices, you have multiple accounts with your device. So it will recognize within your account. Think about then, yeah, this is the way.
I have it on my mobile phone and I go somewhere with the mobile phone.
But you're speaking with your phone or with the other device. Well, then it's, well, then it's your device with your account, right? Yeah. So, but the question was different.
If I go to a trailer house and I want to play music and I want to play my music, my favorite music, I would say, hey Alexa, play some music, it will play my favorite sounds, my favorite music, not his.
Well, maybe we'll have a problem with that because that's his account, right?
Yeah,
so
think about the hotel.
The hotel is a different things. So hotel is something else that I think I have it here. But for hotel, for example, you can use what we call now Alexa for Business that Boaz might be covering, but I'll tell you just a little bit about it. So this is an AWS service that enables exactly that, sharing of experiences through shared devices. There is this concept of shared device that it could be applied to corporations, to companies, to hospitality, to hotels and so on, right? But the point is that currently the voice profile still works within the realm of your own account. Okay? Yes, sir.
Many times it's more convenient to get the answer, visual answer. For example, if I ask Alexa what is the weather in the next 5 days, I would prefer to get it visualized maybe to my mobile, not to get it on Monday. 22 degrees or Friday, another one. I
agree completely with you. I mean, the answer was sorry. The answer was the question. I'm already giving you the answer. So the question was for things like getting the weather for the next 5 days. Voice is not necessarily the best channel to deliver that. I agree with you. When I use Alexa for that, I'm usually in my kitchen and we do have an Echo Show. It's one of those multimodal devices with the screen. So it gives me like the nice, eye view immediately. I don't have to search, I don't have to listen. Completely agree with you, yes. Voice is not for everything. It has to be common sense. It has to be applied even to this. Yes?
Is Alexa multilingual?
Is Alexa multilingual?
Maybe Hebrew or some other languages?
It knows some other, oh yes, I forgot to mention that one, yes.
I heard from my experience, only English with good pronunciation.
So, let me make sure I understand. So
this is the first question. And the second, when I will be sick, it will not recognize my voice.
So let's.
Some days
yes.
I will be without Alexa because my voice will be not exactly mine.
That's an interesting one. So can I start from question 2 because that's. So question 2 was when I am sick, Alexa might not recognize me. I might be without Alexa because you may be without voice. So I have no answer for that. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so without voice, that's kind of clear, but a different voice. Different voice, I mean, Alexa doesn't work in your house because she recognizes you necessarily. So you're saying a different voice or?
different tone, let's say.
I mean, I have an accent, right? I was not, English is not my first language. So Alexa was able to understand me, my wife, Italian as well, our kids. So I can't go into the specifics, I don't know, but...
It doesn't mean understand, it means recognize. Recognize
oh,
the user.
okay, I'm sorry. You were saying... okay. It depends on how sick you were going to be. I have no idea. I'm not trying to give you a... Very sick.
Even his mother will not recognize him.
Even his mother will recognize him, somebody say. No, jokes apart.
Not the same characteristics.
I don't know. I have no answer for that.
English and some other language.
So the first question the first question was, does Alexa speak other languages? But also I think that you put in there also if she understands other languages. So she does both. So Alexa now is present, starting from the US. She speaks English of a different kind: American English, Canadian, UK English. Then coming eastward, German is covered as well. Then India English again with some phoneme from of Hindi. Then Japanese, and then Australian and New Zealander English. So Alexa understands different languages. Now, does she understand all languages at once? No, she doesn't. So. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
About Chinese English, it's very
Chinese English.
very difficult to understand. What about
So I have. So that's it. I have no answer for neither one of them, for Chinese English or for Hebrew. So there is no announcement at this point, and we're working all the time just to reach more customers, and we're increasing the reach. We're working as fast as we can, but these things needs to be done in a delightful manner. So, but I look up Chinese English for sure. Oh, I already said that. I have nothing to announce for new languages at this time. Sorry. Yes.
How do you deal with denial of transaction? Say I order pizza, then I deny the transaction.
How do you deal with denial of transaction? You mean like issues that may arise from the fulfillment of that order? Yes.
Can you get a pizza and then you deny it? How can you make the business, make sure it's...
So give me a case. So the question is that how do you denial with...
deal with denial of transaction by users.
By users or by the service provider?
Let's say the user denied the transaction of like ordering a pizza.
So the same way, right? So if I order a pizza...
Given access to the voice recording or just the text?
No, voice recording you don't have access to. So, but you have there is a trail. So you have received that command. So that is up to the service provider actually to decide their policy. I can elaborate on that one. I don't know what Domino does if somebody order a pizza through Alexa and then at the door they refuse it. I have no idea. But it's the same way you order via phone or via on the web, right?
Voice. Translated, get the information from it, extract it, understand it.
I can tell you that's comparable because you do have a log of a payload JSON that arrived from that account with that specific command. But again, that's going to be a service provider policy, I would say. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, two. Well, I don't know who was first, but yeah, go ahead.
If I want to develop an e-commerce app today, it's pretty clear what I need. I need a cloud service, a backend developer, a front end, and a designer. Now I want to develop an Amazon skill for Alexa. What are the skill, knowledge, resources that I need?
Yeah, great question. So the question is that you know how to develop, if you want to develop a business on the web or an app, you need a certain amount of competencies, a certain amount of skill sets. What do you need to develop Alexa skills? So first and foremost, you need voice user interface designers. So you need people that understand how do you create those compelling and natural voice experiences. This is a very nascent set of skills. You can learn yourself on your team, but it's crucial that you have the skill set. So voice user interface design. Then you need an Alexa skill developer. Very straightforward technology. You can develop in a number of languages, mainstream languages, and then you need somebody that is, if you want to do it is at scale. You might want to have somebody that takes care of the DevOps part, for example, and Boaz will give us a couple of examples of architecture of specific AWS services that are crucial to have as backend for skills. And then you might want to need, obviously, the usual channels, marketing people that are able to promote this. But I would say the delta, the different skill set that you have to have is the voice user interface designer, because that's what you don't have in other experiences. Okay. Yes. Can you raise up your voice a little bit?
In Alexa, have any restriction to using certain words, like words that you cannot use on TV or on radio? I don't know, like the N words or whatever.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Any restriction to use?
And you're saying from a skills point of view, right? Okay, so the question is that does Alexa have restrictions on bad words or explicit words and so on? So let me take that. Let me answer that from a point of view of a skill development. So. Every skill, when it's developed, it needs to be submitted for certification. The certification team checks several things and certifies or non-certifies a skill based on a number of factors. One of them, for example, is language, or the language that is used and so on. Or if it uses what we call dynamic content, meaning that the content can be filled at the equivalent of runtime during the execution of a skill. So there is obviously filtering that's important that is done from Alexa. So there might be exceptions, but normally Alexa will filter out inappropriate language. Yes, sir.
What type of controls you have for the text-to-speech when you feedback? Can I control the pace? Can I control the...
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely. So, thank you. Thank you. Very good question. So, the question was, can you control, how can you control text-to-speech? So, the output of that speech. You can create, you can work on phonemes, you can work on sound effect using SSML, which is a specific markup language of that. So you can influence, you can give a personality, you can work on the way things are pronounced and so on. So yes, absolutely. Okay, so I'm told that I'm running long on time. So this is the quote from my friend. Remember this: highest uniformity, ears expect variety. So very important point. Some of the best practices for voice design. I'm not going to read the whole thing. So this is what we've been addressing. Just remember one point of all, or above all of them: design for the way that we speak. We all speak differently than machine. We all speak differently than usually simple one-to-one dialogues. We have a huge variety, and use human beings to leverage that. Take two people and get them to speak. Take team of people and get them to work out those dialogues and work out where it doesn't feel natural. And then you will have a chance to get a lot more engaging voice experience. Now, so sorry, I should have let you take pictures with this. Alexa.design/guide. This is our starting point for the design, for the voice design guides that we do have. Some of the things that we covered already: voice enablement and invocation. We believe that if you reduce friction, customer delight will increase. I'm sorry?
Here's the answer for the pizza question.
There you go.
What?
Which one? We had a lot of...
Skills for that. I have a few skills for that.
There you go. So fortunately I didn't say anything different, but... so... that won't be the first time. So,
next to it, at the end in Alexa, it will fit this.
There you go. So we talked a lot about pizza, so we might have been influenced by the food that you were given today. But the point is that search suggestions. So another important thing here, for those of you developing this experience, now you can put up to 30 keywords inside your skill. So these are metadata that are going to allow your customer to search specifically and to find a better match with what your skill does, with what they want. Now, we're working on things like skill-to-skill recommendation. And remember, so the utterance is going to become, should become your hashtag. going quickly, monetization programs. We currently have been using something called the Alexa Developers Reward. So this is a program that rewards the most used skills in 8 categories. The rewards financially, but we have also heard developers, and we have created 2 monetization programs. One is subscription based, so constant and repeatable stream of revenue from your premium subscribers, but also in skill purchasing. So think about this: you have just designed a voice game. You can provide your users that specific device or that specific tool, item in game that is going to allow your players to have a better experience or to pass the level. Or let's say you have a skill like Jeopardy. You have very engaging experience, regular, free of charge, but somebody's so engrossed in the game, they want more. And boom, you can have right there an in-skill experience that is augmented and is purchased for your premium customers. And we also attached Amazon Pay to these programs so that customers with Amazon account don't need to re-enter, can use the same credentials and the same paying methods that they use on the account to simplify their transaction. Now, this is a developer's preview, will be general availability sometimes in 2018. There is also something called the Alexa Fund for the startup community. So this is a global fund that invests in company. And by the way, as of today, there was a couple of other announcements on these lists. But I'm showing you this because there is also this part. So next Sunday, March 25th, here in Tel Aviv, the leaders of the Alexa accelerators will be here in town to show and to present this other program. It's called Alexa Accelerator that takes up to 13 startups worldwide and accelerate them for 13 weeks in Seattle. And the leaders of this program are going to be here. So look this up, Alexa Accelerator, and maybe for those of you interested, you might want to join that conversation. So. Okay, so I see some disappointment here. Yeah, you got it. Is that good? Okay. So let me see here. I had something.
2 years ago, we began this journey together. We introduced the Alexa Skills Kit, making it fast and easy for anyone to learn to build for voice. And you redefined the way we interact with technology. You enabled customers to control smart lights, thermostats, cameras, and even entire rooms, all hands-free with voice. You created trivia games, adventure games, and even added augmented and virtual reality, feeding your customers' curiosity. You build skills that deliver custom news updates and fresh content whenever customers ask. You added voice to everyday things to make them faster, easier, and more delightful. And through tens of millions of devices with Alexa, you've reached customers in the US and beyond using the voice service they prefer. What was once a few skills is now many, and what was once the future of voice is today. Since we started this journey, you've built tens of thousands of skills that push the boundaries of what's possible with voice. With each new innovation, you're enabling natural and delightful interactions. You're shaping the user experience of the future, and you're inspiring creators everywhere to experiment and daydream. We can't wait to see what you build next.
So I'll leave you with this slide. You can build today. So this is just a recap of these 2 frameworks. You can use this today. I admire the technical innovation coming out of Israel because you think in terms of global market. So you can build this and reach out to customers in a lot of different places in the world. So I hope I gave you some ideas. And yeah, one last question.
You're going to put the option to advertise in Alexa, put ads like on Facebook? You have a platform?
So advertisement on Alexa is something that we have to be doing very, very carefully because we don't allow, for example, advertisement as of right now with Alexa Voice because we don't want to pitch things. We don't want to push things unless customers has been requesting it. Now, with that said, there is nothing that against having advertisement inside the skill, for example. And there is a lot of skills now that are promoting whatever they are promoting inside the skill. But this has to be done very carefully and very, very quick. Otherwise, it might become something that is as disengaging as an advertisement, as something that you tune out, for example, when in TV, or is that when you got to get your soda, your beer, or your popcorn while you're watching something, right? So you don't want to disengage. So long answer, but the short answer is that not on Alexa Voice, but there are other ways inside the skill. Okay.
What about discovery of new skills? I mean, how do you educate people about new skills that are in the store?
Yeah, so the question was how do you educate people to discover new skills? So in the stores, we do have a number of ways to promote engaging skills based on a number of complex factors, how they address a specific, how they're rated, and so on. And there are ways of co-market, there are possibilities of co-market, for example, with some companies, but we have things that expand and promote specific skills to customers, basically. And there is also ways of asking Alexa, what skills do you have for this? So, and so on. Okay, so I thank you very much. I hope I gave you some pointers. Here's some additional links here. So Alexa.design is our route for all this documentation. Get some of this and start from the guide and some other, and then you should be able to get everywhere else. I thank you very much for having me here. Thank you.
ערב טוב לכולם, חצי בערב. אני בועז זנימן, אני טכניקל אבנג'ליסט בצוות הישראלי של AWS. נפגש עם הרבה מאוד לקוחות שלנו על מנת לדבר איתם על הסרוויסים השונים שלנו ואיך איך בונים שירותים חדשים. במקרה שלנו היום, ובהקשר להרצאה של מקס, אנחנו נדבר על איזה כלים יש ל-AWS להציע היום למי שרוצה לבנות סרוויסים לאלקסה. אני אתן לכם סקירה ממש קצרה לגבי AWS, למי שלא מכיר במקרה, Amazon Web Services הוקמה בשנת 2006. התחלנו עם שני שירותים שהמטרה שלהם הייתה לספק שירותים ללקוחות שלנו על מנת לבנות מוצרים טובים יותר, וכל הרעיון של Cloud Computing למעשה התחיל משני השירותים האלה, מ-EC2 ו-S3. אם אנחנו עושים fast forward קדימה ל-2018, אנחנו נותנים היום מעל 100 שירותים שונים על גבי הפלטפורמה של AWS, וזה שירותים שלמעשה מכסים תחומים רבים מאוד. זאת רשימה לא מלאה, אל תנסו לקרוא את זה, אבל זאת רשימה לא מלאה של הסרוויסים שיש היום ל-AWS. אתם יכולים לראות פה סרוויסים בסיסיים של מה שאנחנו קוראים לו Core Services, שזה Computing ו-Storage ו-Networking, וסרוויסים שהם ספציפיים ל-Security, וספציפיים ל-IoT, וספציפיים למפתחים, ולחברות שמפתחות מוצרים, ורוצות להפיץ את המוצרים שלהם דרך הפלטפורמה של AWS. אז זאת רשימה, כמו שאמרתי, לא מלאה, ואנחנו ממשיכים אנחנו ממשיכים להוציא פיצ'רים ומוצרים חדשים בקצב מאוד מהיר. הגרף הזה מראה את כמות הפיצ'רים החדשים שהוצאנו במהלך השנים האחרונות, פיצ'רים חדשים ועדכונים לפיצ'רים קיימים. 2017 סיימנו עם 1430 פיצ'רים. תעשו את החשבון מהר בראש, זה כמעט 4 פיצ'רים בממוצע ביום שיש ללקוחות שלנו כל בוקר, כולל שבתות, חגים, סופי שבוע וכו'. ובאמת זה מספר מאוד גדול, ואנחנו ממשיכים לפתח דברים חדשים. כמו הפיצ'רים שלנו, גם הפריסה הגיאוגרפית שלנו נמצאת היום בכל מקום בעולם. אנחנו מדברים היום על 18 ריג'נים ברחבי העולם, שהלקוחות שלנו יכולים לפרוס את הסרוויסים שלהם עליהם. עוד יותר רלוונטי לכל הנושא של אלקסה, כי היום באלקסה אתם גם יכולים לקבוע לאיזה ריג'ן ילך הסקיל שלכם בהתאם למיקום של הלקוח שלכם, והפריסה הזאת יכולה מאוד לעזור. אז זה באמת הכי על רגל אחת, מה זה AWS. אם אנחנו מחברים את ההרצאה של מקס לחלק שלי, אז מקס דיבר הרבה מאוד על החלק השמאלי, על החלק הזה של אלקסה, ואני רוצה לדבר על החלק הזה, על הסרוויס שלכם, על החלק שבו השירותים של אלקסה שולחים בקשה לסרוויס שלכם, והסרוויס שלכם נותן איזשהו מענה, איזשהו פתרון. ובאמת, יש לנו היום המון כלים ב-AWS, ואנחנו נדבר על מספר מאוד קטן שלהם, שנותנים אפשרות לפתח סרוויסים עבור אלקסה. ויש עוד הרבה מאוד כלים אחרים שאני לא אזכיר, אולי נזכיר באיזשהו שקף אחד ממש במהירות, ואני גם אנסה לתת לכם איזשהו דמו קצר לקראת הסוף של איזשהו סקיל קטן שפיתחתי לכבוד האירוע הזה. אז אם אנחנו מסתכלים על ארכיטקטורה של סקיל של אלקסה, ויש פה ארכיטקטורה של אחד הלקוחות שלנו, יש את הצד של אלקסה, כל המנוע של הזיהוי דיבור, והמנוע של בניית הסקיל עצמו, ובצד הימני יש לכם את ה-Backend, את הסרוויס. והסרוויס הזה כולל כל מיני שירותים, במקרה הספציפי הזה יש פה סרוויס שהולך ולוקח נתונים מתוך דאטאבייס, מחובר לתוך IoT devices, ויודע גם להתחבר לדאטאבייס חיצוני שיושב בכלל אצל הלקוח. On premise, דרך חיבור מאובטח באמצעות כלי שנקרא VPC, Virtual Private Connection. וכאן למעשה בסקיל הזה אתם יכולים לראות איך לוקחים איזשהו דאטאבייס, איזשהו מידע שיש על לקוחות, על אנשים, על פעולות שלהם שיושב בכלל מחוץ לענן, ומחברים אותו לתוך סקיל של אלקסה בעזרת כלים של AWS. דוגמה אחת נוספת, זה למשל שימוש ב-API'ים צד שלישי. אני יכול היום לפתח סקילים שמשתמשים ב-API'ים כמו למשל Slack, כלי מאוד פופולרי לצ'אטים, בעיקר בתוך גופי פיתוח. ויש פה דוגמה לסקיל של אלקסה, שאלקסה למעשה היא איזשהו טריגר לאיזשהו תהליך בפיתוח, והטריגר הזה נשלח לכל צוות הפיתוח דרך Slack channel, וחוזרת חזרת תשובה, וזה רק עוד דוגמה לאיך אפשר לחבר את האלקסה לכל מיני ריסורסים אחרים. עכשיו תראו, מקס גם הזכיר את זה. ה-Backend יכול להיות כל דבר. אתם יכולים לפתח את ה-Backend שלכם בסביבה שלכם, הכלים שלכם. ה-API של אלקסה הוא פתוח וזמין לכולם, זה בסך הכל בסופו של דבר JSON שעובר מהאלקסה אליכם וחזרה לאלקסה. אתם יכולים לבנות אותו בכל צורה שאתם רוצים. אתם יכולים להריץ אותו על השרתים שלכם, אתם יכולים להריץ אותו על השרתים של AWS, אבל אחד הדברים הכי פשוטים לעשות היום עם אלקסה ולפתח סקיל לאלקסה, זה לבנות את הסקילים בצורה שהיא serverless. והרעיון באמת להריץ את התוכנה שלכם על גבי פלטפורמה שלנו שאין בה שרתים. ואני אראה כמה דוגמאות לאיך מגיעים לזה. מה הרעיון בכלל של serverless? למה זה בכלל מעניין אותנו? אז קודם כל ב-serverless אתם לא מנהלים שום דבר. אין שרתים ואין ראוטרים ואין סטורג'ים. אתם רק מנהלים את הקוד. דבר שני, כל הנושא של availability ו-full tolerance, היכולת לעשות סקייל. יש לכם עכשיו 1,000 משתמשים, או 10,000 משתמשים, או 100,000 משתמשים, להגיע לסקיילינג כאלה, זאת משימה לא פשוטה. ואנחנו יכולים לתמוך היום בכל סקייל, ברגע שאנשים עוברים לסרברלס, ואחד הדברים החשובים, לא משלמים על איידל. כלומר, יש לכם סקיל קטן שפיתחתם כמו הסקיל שלי פה, אף אחד לא משתמש בו חוץ ממני לדמואים, פעם בשבוע, בשבועיים, הוא עולה לי סנטים בודדים כשאני משתמש בו, זה פריקשנים של סנטים, זה אפילו לא סנטים בודדים. המוצר שלכם מצליח, ולסקיל שלכם יש עכשיו מאות אלפי משתמשים, העלות שלכם תעלה במקביל, אבל היא מאוד מאוד קשורה לצד השני של יוזרים שמשתמשים בסקיל הזה. אז זה הרעיון של serverless, והכלי שלנו לבנות פתרונות שהם serverless נקרא AWS Lambda. ואני רוצה לדבר טיפה על AWS Lambda ומה הוא נותן למפתחים ואיזה אפשרויות למעשה עומדות בפניכם על מנת לפתח סקילים. אז קודם כל הרעיון של Lambda זה שאתם כותבים את הקוד שלכם ואך ורק את הקוד שלכם. אגב, אני משתף את השקפים בסוף, אתם לא חייבים לצלם אותם. תעקבו אחריי בטוויטר, יופיע מתישהו פוסט היום מחר עם לינק לשקפים. אתם יכולים לצלם, בא לכם. לא אומר לכם לא. אני רואה שזזת אחורה בשביל שיהיה לך יותר נוח לצלם, אבל בסדר. אז כמו שאמרתי, בלמדה אתם כותבים קוד, וזה כל מה שאתם עושים. אתם יכולים לכתוב היום קוד בלמדה, ב-Node.js, ב-Java, ב-Python, ב-C# וב-Go. אלה השפות שנתמכות בלמדה. אתם יכולים גם להעלות ביינריז שלכם. אני מכיר אנשים שעושים PHP בלמדה. לא ממליץ על זה, אבל אפשר, אם מישהו ממש רוצה. ולמעשה, זאת החבילה שאתם מעבירים אלינו. אתם קובעים כמה ריסורסים אתם רוצים לתת לפונקציה שלכם, והדבר היחיד שאתם קובעים זה memory. כמה זיכרון הפונקציה שלכם צריכה. אם אתם שואלים את השאלה איך אני יודע, מקבלים את זה בריפורט, כל פעם שפונקציה רצה אתם מקבלים בדיוק את המספר של כמה זיכרון היא צורכת. אתם יכולים לבחור בין 128 מגה ל3 גיגה, ואנחנו נקבע עבורכם כמה כוח עיבוד וכמה bandwidth לנטוורק אתם מקבלים בהתאם לכמות הזיכרון שבחרתם. אתם מקבלים המון כלים שקשורים לסקיוריטי, אנחנו נדבר על זה קצת שנראה את הדוגמאות, חיבור מאוד מאוד טוב לכלים אחרים של AWS, ויש לכם באמת גמישות מאוד גדולה של איך אתם משתמשים בפונקציות האלה. הפונקציות יכולות להיות סינכרוניות, יכולות להיות אסינכרוניות, כלומר אתם יכולים להפעיל משהו שרץ ברקע, בזמן שאתם מחזירים תשובה לאלקסה שהכל בסדר ואפשר להמשיך הלאה, לדוגמה. אתם יכולים לערוך את הפונקציות שלכם בכל כלי עריכת קוד שאתם רגילים אליו, אתם יכולים לערוך אותו בתוך הקונסול, בתוך הממשק של AWS. יש לנו כלי עריכה מאוד מאוד חזק שנקרא Cloud9 היום, שמאפשר לכם לערוך את הפונקציה שלכם אינליין. אתם יכולים להשתמש בכל מה שאתם יודעים עליו מעולם התכנות, כולל כתיבה לדיסק, כולל שימוש בסוקטים ובטרדים והרבה מאוד דברים אחרים. וחשוב מאוד לזכור שיש אינטגרציה מאוד חזקה להרבה כלים אחרים של AWS, כולל הנושא של מוניטורינג ולוגינג, כל הנושא של מי קרא לפונקציה, מה הייתה התשובה, אתם יכולים לרשום ללוגים ולראות מה קורה שם. דבר אחד שמאוד מאוד חשוב לזכור, שפונקציות למדה הם stateless. כלומר, הפונקציה רצה, ואז היא נעלמת, והיא לא שומרת שום דבר. אם אתם רוצים לשמור משהו, אתם צריכים לדאוג לשמירה של זה, אם זה באיזשהו storage או באיזשהו database, לגמרי באחריות שלכם. ומי שאוהב לגשת לשרתים שלו ולבדוק מה קורה איתם עם SSH או עם טרמינל או בכל כלי אחר, אז אי אפשר. כי אין שרתים. אז תצטרכו לחיות עם העובדה שאין פה גישה למכונות האלה, וזה למעשה מה שלמדה מאפשרת לי לעשות. ולמדה, הרעיון שלה זה שהקוד שסיפקתם מופעל כתוצאה מאיזשהו טריגר. אז אנחנו מדברים פה על אלקסה, אז כמובן הטריגר שלי זה איזשהו אלקסה סקיל שמישהו הפעיל, אבל יש עוד המון טריגרים אחרים שיכולים להפעיל פונקציות למדה, פחות קשור לטופיק שלנו, אבל למשל, אם מישהו כותב פייל לתוך סטורג', יש לנו סטורג' שנקרא Amazon S3, אם מישהו כותב לשם פייל, זה יכול להיות טריגר. אם מישהו עכשיו משנה רשומה בדאטאבייס, אני יכול להפעיל קוד אחר. לצורך העניין, באדם נרשם עכשיו לאיזשהו אתר, וזאת רשומה חדשה בדאטאבייס, כתוצאה מהרישום הזה אני יכול להפעיל קוד, פונקציית למדה, שהולכת עכשיו ושולחת לו אימייל, ברוך הבא למערכת. אוטומטי לגמרי. אך ורק מהתוצאה, מהרישום הזה בתוך הדאטאבייס. ויש פה עוד המון דוגמאות אחרות למה אפשר לעשות עם למדה, ובאמת היום למדה זה הכלי המרכזי שאנשים משתמשים בו לפתח סקילים, כי באמת כל מה שצריך זה אך ורק קוד. אבל זה רק אחד מהכלים, ואני רוצה לדבר על עוד כמה כלים לפני שניגש ונראה איזשהו דמו קצר. אז storage, דבר מאוד חשוב. כל נושא של איפה אני שומר קבצים. קיבלתי הודעה. איפה אני שומר קבצים, ומה אני עושה איתם, ואיך אני נותן לאנשים גישה לקבצים האלה. יש לנו הרבה מאוד אפשרויות לסטורג'. אחת האפשרויות הפופולריות ביותר נקראת Simple Storage Service, או בקיצור S3. S3 הוא למעשה סטורג' שנבנה ונועד לעולם האינטרנט. זה אחד מהסרוויסים הראשונים שהוצאנו, והוא זמין וגדל עד היום. והוא באמת שירות שמאפשר לי לשמור קבצים בכל סקייל שאני רוצה, ולמעשה לגשת אליהם מכל מקום בכל צורה, כולל מתוך הסקיל שלי, או לשמור למשל קפצי סאונד. אני מכיר מישהו שבנה סקיל, שלוקח ומנגן עבור הילדים שלו את הרשימה של מה הם צריכים לקחת לבית ספר בכל יום ויום. הם בסך הכל אומרים איזה יום היום, הם אומרים את זה באנגלית, ואז הוא מנגן להם איזשהו קובץ סאונד מתוך S3, שאומר להם מה הם צריכים לעשות. אנחנו מסתכלים קצת על התכונות של S3, אז קודם כל הוא נבנה בצורה כזאת שהעיבוד מידע בו כמעט ולא קיים. אנחנו מדברים פה על 11 תשיעיות של durability ו4 תשיעיות של availability מבחינת גישה לנתונים ומבחינת שמירה של הנתונים, ואנחנו משיגים את זה על ידי זה שאנחנו מרפליקים, משכפלים את הדאטה בצורה אוטומטית, לפחות ל3 דאטה סנטרים, כל מה שאתם שומרים על S3, ככה שאם משהו אחד נפגע, יש לנו עדיין העתקים בכל מקום.
זה לא די נמוך.
מה?
זה לא די נמוך?
מה? ה-availability או durability? availability 99.9, תעשה את החשבון כמה זה בשנה. זה מספרים בשנה, מה? 1 ל10, אני מדבר בזמן, כי availability זה בזמן. תעשה את החשבון. אנחנו מדברים פה על דקות בודדות בשנה. כל נושא של unlimited number of objects, אנחנו שומרים למעשה את הקבצים, את האובייקטים, בתוך איזושהי יחידה שנקראת bucket, לצורך העניין המקבילה לספרייה, ואני יכול לשים כמה אובייקטים, כמה פיילים שאני רוצה בתוך כל bucket. קבצים, אני יכול לשמור קבצים עד 5 טראבייט לקובץ בודד, ואני יכול by default לקבל עד 100 bucketים בחשבון, אבל זה מספר שניתן לשנות אותו. וכמובן שליטה מלאה על כל מה שקשור למי יכול לגשת לאיזה פייל, מאיפה וכולי וכולי. וזה באמת אחד הכלים היותר פופולריים שלנו לכל מה שקשור לשמירה של נתונים וסטורג' להמון המון use cases, כולל use cases של אלקסה. הכלי הבא שאני רוצה לדבר עליו הוא DynamoDB. אז אמרתי שכל מה שקורה בתוך למדה, אם אתם רוצים לשמור משהו, אתם חייבים לשמור אותו בעצמכם. S3 זאת אופציה אחת. אופציה נוספת היא DynamoDB. DynamoDB למעשה זה דאטאבייס, NoSQL, שפותח באמזון כדי לשרת את הצרכים של אמזון, ואני אדבר עוד רגע על מה זה הצרכים של אמזון בחיי היום-יום, ויש לו כמה תכונות מאוד מעניינות. קודם כל, הוא highly scalable. הוא יכול להגיע לרמות scalability מאוד מאוד גבוהות. אני עוד שניה אתן את הדוגמה של אמזון ותבינו מה הכוונה ברמות מאוד מאוד גבוהות. הוא יודע לשמור על פרפורמנס גם כשהסקייל שלו גדל בצורה נורא נורא מהירה. זאת אומרת, אם יש לי עכשיו 5 רידס פר סקנד, או 5 מיליון רידס פר סקנד, הפרפורמנס שאני אקבל ממנו יהיה אותו דבר בדיוק. אוקיי? זו תכונה מאוד מאוד חשובה, כי בדאטאבייסים רלציוניים, מי שמכיר, ככל
המחיר?
מה?
והמחיר?
המחיר בהתאם לשימוש.
הוא לא לינארי.
מה?
הוא לא לינארי.
למה לא? לינארי.
שואל.
הוא לינארי.
אוקיי.
הוא לינארי לגמרי. זה שירות מנוהל לחלוטין, אתם לא צריכים לנהל אותו, אתם רק צריכים להגדיר איך נראית הטבלה שלכם מבחינת מפתח ראשי, ואם אתם רוצים מפתח משני. כל שאר השדות לגמרי בידיים שלכם, וכל נושא של capacity, אתם בסך הכל קובעים מה ה-capacity. אתם מגדירים אותו בעצמכם, כמה read throughput אתם רוצים, כמה write throughput אתם רוצים, כל השאר ינוהל בצורה אוטומטית לחלוטין, כולל אפשרות לעשות אוטו-סקיילינג, אם אתם רוצים את האפשרות הזאת, הוא יודע להגדיל ולהקטין את ה-capacity שלו בצורה אוטומטית, וכמובן כל נושא של business critical reliability, והעובדה שהדאטה בו, גם הוא משוכפל לכמה אזורים. אמרתי שהוא נבנה לסקייל של אמזון, אז תסתכלו, כן? תחזור?
שצריך לדאוג לשכבה מעליו.
מה? עוד פעם?
הוא נותן לנו מולטי ת'רדינג או שצריך לדאוג לשכבה מעליו?
מה זה מולטי ת'רדינג מבחינת, כאילו, אתה יכול להתחבר אליו בהתאם לכמה capacity הגדרת?
אני שואל אם הוא נותן לי איזושהי הגנה מבחינת כתיבה מקבילית, או שאני צריך לכתוב משהו מעל זה שנצטרך להגן על הדאטאבייס?
אתה כותב אליו מהאפליקציה שלך שכבה מקבילית כמו כל דאטאבייס אחר. לא רואה פה איזשהו הבדל. ה-use case של אמזון. אז כמו שאמרתי, DynamoDB נבנה במקור על מנת לפתור בעיה מאוד מאוד גדולה באמזון. אמזון רצה בזמנו על אורקל בתור ה-backend של amazon.com, וזה לא היה מספיק טוב. זה לא היה מספיק מהיר וזה לא עמד בסקיילינג שאמזון הייתה צריכה. ובאמת המעבר הזה ל-DynamoDB מאפשר היום לאמזון לעמוד באירוע כמו פריים דיי, ותסתכלו על המספרים האלה. אנחנו מדברים על פיקים של כמעט 13 מיליון ריקווסטים פר סקנד על DynamoDB. תחשבו שזה לא הלקוח היחיד של DynamoDB. אז נכון שאמזון זה לקוח מאוד מאוד גדול של DynamoDB, אבל בזמן שהם עושים 13 מיליון ריקווסטים פר סקנד, יש עוד עשרות אלפי או מאות אלפי לקוחות אחרים שמשתמשים בסרוויס הזה, ובאמת מאפשר היום סקייל מאוד מאוד גדול, וכמו שאמרתי קודם, כל הנושא של ביצועים נשאר קבוע גם כשהסקייל עולה בצורה מהותית. אוקיי? אז באמת, כמה כלים שמאפשרים לפתח היום סקילים, ואני רוצה לדבר טיפה על הדמו שבניתי. אז בניתי דמו באמת מאוד מאוד פשוט, שמשתמש בבילדינג בלוקס האלה, אלקסה, למדה, IM לכל מה שקשור לסקיוריטי, ו-DynamoDB. מה שקורה בדמו שלי, יש לי בקשה שלמעשה שואלת את אלקסה, מתי ההרצאה הבאה שלי, אוקיי? הטקסט הזה למעשה מועבד עם ה-voice services ומועבר ללמדה, שזה למעשה הטריגר של ההפעלה. אני אקבל permissions, למה מותר לי לגשת לפונקציה הספציפית הזאת, במקרה הזה לאותו דאטאבייס, מתוך IM. אני אגש, יתחקר את הדאטאבייס עם האינפורמציה שקיבלתי, יחזיר חזרה תשובה וישלח חזרה ללמדה אחרי שאני מפרמט את התשובה לאיזשהו פורמט שנראה לי נכון, והלמדה תחזיר, next session for Boaz Ziniman is inside the cloud, AWS tools for Alexa skills on March 21, 1930 in תל אביב, שזה הסשן שאני עושה כרגע, מן הסתם מכיוון שכבר עברנו את השעה 7:30, אז הוא יגיד משהו אחר, אני מקווה, אם זה יעבוד. אז בואו נראה רגע איך נראה הסיפור הזה. אני אאלץ להיות פה בצד. מה אתם רואים? אוקיי. אז מקס הזכיר את זה קודם. רואים משהו? כן. אז מקס הזכיר את זה קודם, זה ה-Developer Console של אלקסה. יש לי פה את הסקיל שלי, שכל מה שיש לו פה זה get next talk. get next talk, ה-end point שלו, מה שהוא מפעיל, זה פונקציית למדה, אני אגדיל טיפה. את הפונקציית למדה הזאת, אוקיי? וכשאני הולך לקונסול של AWS, הפונקציה עצמה, זה הקוד, אני עוד רגע אראה לכם אותו באדיטור שלי כי זה קצת קטן, אבל אני יכול לערוך אותו כבר כאן, עם יכולות מלאות של קוד אדיטור, זה Cloud9, זה האדיטור החדש שלנו, והפונקציה עצמה היא פונקציית פייתון, לא מסובכת במיוחד, יודעת לקרוא סשנים מתוך הדאטאבייס, היא יודעת לפרמט אותם, הפונקציה הראשית שלה, אליה אני קורא, נקראת next session, היא יודעת לעשות קצת לוגינג לתוך הלוג שלי, כדי שאני אראה מה קרה, מה קיבלתי. וברגע שאני מפעיל את הסקיל הזה, למעשה, מה שקורה ברקע זה שהפונקציה הזאת נקראת, ומחזירה לי בסופו של דבר איזושהי תשובה, זה הקונטנט של התשובה, עם הפרמטרים של הסשן המתאים. עכשיו, החלק האחרון שחסר לי זה הדאטאבייס, זה ה-DynamoDB שלי, זה מה שיש לו כרגע בתוך הדאטאבייס. אתם יכולים לראות שמבחינת capacity הוא מוגדר כרגע לשני reads ושני writes עם אוטו סקיילינג שיאפשר לו לגדול בצורה אוטומטית עד 50 units, read ו-write, אם במקרה הסקיל הזה יהפוך להיות להיט נורא נורא גדול וכל העולם יתחיל להשתמש בו. סביר, נכון? כל מי שרוצה לדעת מתי הסשן הבא שלי מוזמן להשתמש בו. רציתי להדגים רציתי לעשות טסט עם אלקסה אמיתית, אבל כמעט ולא שומעים אותה, אפשר לנסות. אלקסה, ask Boaz when is the next session?
Next session for Boaz Ziniman is Innovation at Amazon on March 22nd at 17:15 in AWS הרצליה.
הרצליה. מכיוון שאני לא בטוח שמעתם או לא, אז אפשר לעבור פה לממשק הטסט. יופי. בדיוק בזמן הוא עושה לוג אאוט. ואפשר פשוט בממשק הטסט פה
Next session for Boaz Ziniman is Innovation at Amazon on March 22nd at 17:15 in AWS הרצליה.
אוקיי, אז זה הסקיל, זה מה שהוא עושה. אני יכול... מה?
איך אתה מכניס את הנתונים לדאטאבייס?
יש לי סקריפט שלוקח את זה מהאוטלוק ושופך פעמיים ביום. בתיאוריה כן, אני יכול לכתוב סקיל שאני אומר לו מה הסשן הבא שלי ולכתוב אותו לדאטאבייס. זה בסופו של שאלה של פרמישן, ואני נותן פרמישן לרול הזה לכתוב לדאטאבייס או רק לקרוא ממנו. כרגע לדעתי יש לו פרמישן רק לקרוא. אז כן, עכשיו אני אעשה את זה שוב, אני אדלג על זה. אז באמת, כמו שראיתם, שימוש במעט מאוד כלים, לבנות סקיל יחסית פשוט, אבל באמת יש מגוון מאוד מאוד גדול של כלים אחרים שאפשר להשתמש בהם לכל מיני use cases, ונתתי פה כמה לינקים שאתם יכולים לקרוא קצת יותר על כל אחד מהסרוויסים מבחינת מה הוא נותן ומה אפשר לעשות איתו. וכמו שאמרתי קודם, אנחנו באמת רק מגרדים את קצה הקרחון מבחינת מה יש ל-AWS להציע למי שבונה סקילים בתחום הזה. אני רק אזכיר לך במהירות, כל נושא של IoT מאפשר לכם לעשות אינטראקציה עם things, עם דברים חכמים, סנסורים, מכשירים וכולי וכולי. יש לנו המון כלים בעולם של AI שמאפשרים לכם לעשות למשל image analysis או לייצר text to speech על מנת לשלוח אותו למקום אחר. כל מיני כלים שקשורים ל-communication, אם זה לשלוח אימיילים, לשלוח SMSים כתוצאה ממשהו שקורה בלמדה, או לשלוח את זה לאיזשהו queue. וכמובן, אם אתם רוצים לעשות מוניטורינג ואנליזה של הסקיל שלכם, אז יש פה מגוון מאוד מאוד גדול של כלים שיכולים לקחת את האיבנטים שהסקיל כותב לתוך הלוג, להפעיל איזושהי למדה שלוקחת את האיבנטים האלה, שולחת אותם לסטורג', ועל גבי הסטורג' הזה אפשר להפעיל פעולות ניתוח, ולהפעיל פעולות של, לצורך העניין, ממש דשבורדים, של מה הסקיל שלכם עושה, ולהבין מי משתמש, כמה משתמש, ממש לקחת את האינפורמציה הזאת ולהפוך אותה למשהו שייתן לכם איזשהו added value לגבי השימוש בסקיל שלכם. זהו, אם יש לכם איזשהם שאלות, אז אני אשמח מאוד לענות. אם לא, כמו שאמרתי, תעקבו אחריי בטוויטר, אני אפרסם את המצגת הזאת היום מחר. התעייפתם 8 בערב? כן, 8:05. אוקיי, תודה רבה.
תודה רבה.